All right. I doubt I can wait any longer for those who are coming in. Need to go. Good afternoon, all. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon, sir. Doing well?
Good evening, sir.
You're very low. Very, very low. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Afternoon, sir.
Hold on 1 minute. All right. So I gave you some work. I asked you to read through a document for me. Just checking, were you able to read through the document? It was the notes from last class, as well as I had given you some questions. Well, not some, I'd given you a question to work for me. Please, let your answer be yes. Did you complete the question? I guess the answer is a no. All right, so.
Let me, I can bring your phone.
Say it again. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. We're here. We're here, sir.
Right here,
So,
sir.
who wants to talk to me now? You didn't get a chance to do the work? That's what you're saying?
No, sir, I didn't get a chance to do it.
Okay, so talk to me, let me know if it's a yes or a no, so we can move. All right, do you understand? All right. Because you know your teacher not doing it for you, right? You're not doing it yourself. So let me just walk you through what it is that we did the last time around. By the way, let me ask the question another way, because this is going to be very important. Were you able to look at the document any at all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The rest of you?
Sir, I was not in class, but if it is one that was shared in the
Oh, yes. Autumn, of course, today at Autumn.
No, I was at the last class.
You
But
serious?
no, sir, I wasn't. But a document that was shared, I was going through it today, never completed.
That's fine. That's fine. That is fine. What about I want all of you to answer me now. The rest of you, there are 7 of you, there are 9 of you here. I want to know, and I've heard from 2, Otto and Lotto. I want to hear from the rest of you. Were you able to go through the document? It's either yes or a no.
Sir, honestly, I'm not sure which document is that, sir.
Michael Crosby?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir.
Look in the WhatsApp group. You are the one who
Sir, we're that one that we did in class.
You, Michael Crosdale, is the one that
There's the one at the bottom, Crosdale. One question that is not done is at the bottom, question 3.
Oh, okay. All right, I see.
I didn't realize that there was a question on the corner. Okay, I'll do it, sir.
All right. Is there anybody else that needs to give me an update with the document? No, let me tell you. You see the reason I'm asking about this? it has implication whether or not I send you any more documents, you know, because I'm not going to send you the documents and you don't read it, you know. Real talk. Because it takes a lot out of me to sit up, to type, to do the solution and support and so on, and to come class and give you stuff and you don't, yeah, it has implications, real implications. I'm not going to come class, come share no more documented, you know, man. And I have to sit down and write. So at least what you need to give me is to go through the document, sir. I went through. Having a difficulty with page 1, page 2, page 3. Sir, I have a difficulty with the whole document, but you cannot not give me an update. That's just not happening. That's unnice. So when I give you the document, I'm expecting at a minimum, you open the document. At a minimum, you open the document. I understand the variables that we are so faced with in terms of work and home and church, for those of you who are church and everything else, because I too am suffering from them. I have some deliverables that are outstanding that, to be honest with you, I just want to just curl up and go lay down and sleep and then get up about 2 o'clock when I'm by myself and do it. But guess what? The reality is I have a class. So understand, but you have to talk to me. I'm going to give you something at a minimum, you have to open it. At a minimum. So is it safe for me to say then that the rest of you didn't look at the document?
Good evening, Mr. Shand.
Who is this? Tony? No.
Yes, sir. Can you check the chat, please? Thank you.
Okay. We'll do. So check the chat. I have to check the chat. I have to check the chat. Oh, you don't? Strange. All right. I sort that out. I mean, the stuff was the first part of your question was sent off. Mrs. Campbell is waiting on something else for somebody else. So she said she wants to do everything one time. So I can tell you without saying anything else that you are okay, so that she has it from over a week now, but she's waiting for something else from me or somebody else that I need to send off. I didn't get a chance to send off. She said I didn't get a chance to send it off. And she said she wants to send off everything once to the people then instead of sending it on 2 occasions. So chillax, you are fine. But the second part of the subject is strange. I didn't know this, and you didn't say something to me on that for the second part, but I will sort out that second part afterwards. Did you get the document though? Why is this thing not open?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. Okay. All right. All right. Let me take your questions. The ones that. Oh, what's your? I was just going to. Okay, all right. So I was about to say Mrs. Campbell emailed me 21 minutes ago. But it's not about you. So, all right. She emailed me on something, so I just respond to her. All right. So what I'm going to do, Lord, what can I do? To see if I can log in on this computer. And what I'm going to be doing now is I don't even know where to start. Are you guys understanding the Newton-Raphson method? I need to know.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I can follow, but with question 3, I don't know if it have a difference based on the root A between 1 and
No.
3.
Hold on. You see a little symbol in front of the something?
I see a little thing look like A.
Right.
I don't know if it's a symbol.
It's alpha. So I was asking to find alpha. So it's just like it's maybe that's a problem. Okay. No, it explains it. All right. So what I was trying to do is give you different variations of the question. I don't know what CCCJ will send. So what I'm trying
So
to
it
do is
doesn't
just
matter, sir. It's not
So it
like
doesn't-
something different or something.
no, at the
before.
same something,
Oh,
at the same
okay.
something.
Okay.
Yeah, but you see, the thing about it is, I think I kind of know what, well, even for you alone, I can know what is the issue. It's the same thing. It's just that there, I think the question, if I remember the question is asking to find the value of alpha. That's a sign for alpha. And it says that alpha is supposed to be something like 2.06 or whatever it is. I'm
For
trying
sure.
to bring it up.
No, it said the root alpha between 1 and 2.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So alpha is going to be the root. So you know your answer lies between 1 and 2. So what you're asking to find is the value of alpha. So you know alpha is going to be 1 point something because the tell it falls between 1 and 2. So what you're asking to do is actually evaluate what this alpha is. So it's just that, you know, sometimes we say answer equal. This one is going to be alpha equal. You follow what I'm saying?
Enough, sir.
No. I don't want it to be kind of. So just like how when I'm doing the other question, I said that the answer equal 0.3585. This one, instead of saying answer equals 0.38585, you're going to say alpha is equal to 0.38585. Because what they're saying to you that alpha is the root, and the root lies between 1 and 2. So when you find your answer, you're going to name your answer alpha because this is what you're trying to find. Yes? No? All right, do me a favor. Go through the question normally like how we'll do it, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Okay, sir.
The rest of you, are there any difficulties with what it is that I've introduced last week in terms of Newton-Raphson, in terms of doing the question? Speak now. Mid-semester is fast approaching. Newton-Raphson is on mid-semester. Newton-Raphson would also be on the final exam, I think.
So I just wanted to clarify something. For the midpoint, it would be between 1 and 3.
Where's alpha?
Alpha is between 1 and 3, sir.
It's 1 and 3. So the answer, I thought they said 2 a while ago.
No, sir.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
Sir, I was just going to ask you something because I got something. So I was wondering. It's 1 and 3, sir, not 2.
Oh.
1 and 3.
Okay, right. So the answer is going to be somewhere between 1 and 3.
Well,
Yeah.
sure.
So it could be 2 point something. It could be 1 and something.
So it
But it
can't
can't
be
be
whole
3 and
number.
something. It
Oh, I
could
see.
be. It could
Okay.
be. It lies between 1 and 3. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 1 point something, 2 point something. It couldn't be 3 point something because that would be more than 3.
Yeah, that would be 1 and 3.
Yeah. Tajay, did you start my question? By the fact, you know who I'm not seeing in
Oh,
class
so-
for quite a while? Oh goodness, your name again? Oh Lord, help me. Tariq, is Tariq okay?
Eric.
Is he okay?
I think so, sir.
I couldn't tell when last I seen him in class. I'm sure I never saw him all of last week.
He was here last week for the first. He was here last week. It's the week before. He wasn't.
Oh, okay.
He was here
Okay.
last week.
All right, thanks for that. Tajay, you do any more question, boy?
So I went over the recordings, you know. It's just that I didn't realize that there was an example 3 there.
That means
So
you never go to the whole
I'm doing, no, I understand the concept so far. I'm just doing the question.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that you never go through the whole document to see the question.
That's true.
Right. So it's only those who go through the whole document who know that there's a homework question here. So when I ask my question, anybody did the homework? Or which homeworks are taught about? Okay, then so it means that you never go through the whole document. So I'm not going to put the homework at the top of the document so you see that there's homework. So you have to go through the whole stuff. All right. I don't know why is this doing this. Blah. Okay, so I am not hearing from anyone that to indicate that you're not understanding the topic. So it means that am I to assume that it is time that you don't have to go through the documentation? What is it?
Good afternoon, sir.
What is that, Corey?
I wasn't able to go through the document. I didn't get the chance to.
Okay. Thanks for your honesty. All right, I'm going to answer the question once more. Do you understand what to do with the topic?
%85%.
All right. What was your example number 2? Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. I was about to say that I'm just working with the recordings for the course, and I'm focusing also on revising on calculus 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where my focus is, just calculus 1 and revising the recordings.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Where am I? I was going to ask you a question. Can you read your example 2 for me, please? What's the example 2 that I gave you?
Given the equation x cubed equal 2 minus 2x, show that the equation has a root in the interval of 0, 1. Hence, find the root to 2 decimal places.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
That is example 2.
Right.
Mhm.
All right, so when you look at example 2, you're given an equation, x cubed is equal to 2 minus 2x. And it says it has a root in the interval 0, 1. Do you remember how to find your first iteration? How do you find your first iteration when given the intervals or the interval?
Add, sir, add the intervals
And
and divide it by 2.
add and divide by 2. So 0 plus 1 is going to be 1. and 1/2 is going to be,
2 is, sir, is that you always divide by 2?
yeah, you're
Sir,
finding
are
the
you
midpoint.
sharing screen?
You already have what I'm talking about. I'm sharing screen now, but you already have what I'm talking about. All of these documents are sent you from last week. You know, you guys, when I send the documents, you
Remember, say I late me join the group.
who this?
Listen.
Oh, okay, you well, me can't understand. Yeah, because you wouldn't see it. So you never, yeah, you wouldn't see it. You wouldn't see it. Yeah, you wouldn't see it, huh? Let's go. Let's go. I should do that first. I should do that. I should do that. I should do that. Oh, whoever just shared it, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Nice job. All right. Okay. So what I want you to recognize now is that when you're given the interval, the interval will tell you where is your good starting point. It doesn't make sense to start at 0 or 0.1. It's going to be too far off. Too far off. So when you start at the midpoint, if you're too far from the midpoint, then the iterations will take you down. Or it can take you up. So if you start at the midpoint, the iteration will tell you go down or go up. All right. So here, I'm going to rearrange my equation. I'm going to rearrange my equation and set my equation equals to 0. So I'm going to say x cubed minus 2x plus 2x is equals to 0. And then I am going to differentiate that function. I'm differentiating the function. The equation, when I differentiate it, I'm going to get 3x squared plus 2. 3x squared plus 2. Are you all in agreement with that?
Yes, sir.
Sir, so the equation is x cubed equal to minus 2x. And we get that you find the derivative and you get the 3x squared. Or you get plus 2.
All right, that's the point. So look at this here. Can you see my spotlight?
Yes, sir.
I am rearranging. I'm rearranging. So what I'm doing, I am subtracting 2 from both sides, so it becomes -2. And I'm adding 2x to both sides, so this one becomes +2. So I'm rearranging this equation to set it equals to 0. Talk to me now.
I'm still not get why you add 2 and minus 2.
Ali, look here. You recognize I have x cubed is equals to 2. You see where the equal sign there?
Yes, sir.
In the middle, like, don't.
Right.
We don't want it in the middle. We want it at the end.
Okay.
You follow what I'm saying? You notice I have numbers on both sides of the equation?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we don't want it so. We want everything to be on one side and 0 alone on the other side. So that's why I rearrange. So do I have to be like that? Yeah. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
That not so positive.
I'm trying to, in my mind,
No, but
would
no.
have said 3x squared minus 2 plus 2.
Plus 2x.
So when I find the derivative, the x not drop off.
Yeah, but when you find a derivative of negative 2, we get. When you find the derivative of negative 2, what do you get?
I don't know.
Hmm?
The derivative of negative 2 is positive 2.
No, it's
No.
0. It is
Zero.
0.
0.
Because it's a constant.
Oh, because it's
Yeah.
a, you're right.
It's a constant. The derivative of a constant is always equal to 0.
Yes.
All right. So this piece goes to 0. You know, when you differentiate x cubed, what do you get? 3x squared. So this is a 3x squared that you get. And because this goes to 0, and when you differentiate 2x, you're going to get 2.
Oh, okay. No, I get it.
And you see it now?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then now it says the first iteration, we're going to use x1 as 0.5. We're using the first iteration as 0.5. We're using the first iteration as 0.5. How do we get 0.5? We're adding the endpoints of the interval. We're adding the endpoints of the interval. 0 plus 1 is equals to 1. And we divide it by 2. Why 2, sir? Because we're finding the midpoint. Half as much. So you'll never have a 3 down here or a 4 or a 5. It is going to always be a 2. Because we're finding the midpoint. And when we find the midpoint, it's going to give us 0.5. A half is 0.5. So my x1 is going to be 0.5. And you do get a mark for evaluating the first iteration. Now recall our formula. X subscript n plus 1 is going to be equal to x subscript n minus f of x subscript n over f dash of n. Fair enough?
Yes,
Are
sir.
you right? Yeah, so talk to me, man. All right. So now, so when we do that, what we're going to be doing is to substitute into the formula. So we have the first derivative. We have the original function, which is x cubed plus 2x minus 2. We have the first equation, or f of x, and we also have our f dash of x. So anywhere in the original function you see x, you're going to substitute your first iteration. Anywhere in the original equation is x, you're making the substitution of your first iteration, which is 0.5. So anywhere in x cubed plus 2x minus 2, you see x, you're going to put in 0.5. You're putting in 0.5. So see it down here, so f of 0.5 is going to be 0.5 cubed minus 2 times 0.5 minus 2. And that should give you negative 0.875. I'm going to ask that you take your calculators out and confirm this for me. And the reason I'm asking you to do that, because you must be familiar with using the algorithm on your calculators. Cell phone is not allowed in the exam, so please do not use a cell phone. Do that for me, please. And when you've done it, let me know.
Sorry, sir, what you say for the?
I'm saying to you, do the substitution down here for me in the calculator. 0.5 cube plus 2 times 0.5 minus 2, and confirm this answer that I got for me, please.
Yes, sir. I got answer. Same answer.
Great. Anybody else? Remember, when I do these questions, you know, it's either late night or early morning, you know, so I can make mistakes. So I don't want you to take my answer as gospel. I want you to work for yourself to confirm my answer.
Yes, sir. That's the
Correct, sir,
answer.
correct. That's the answer, correct, sir.
Okay, good. And then now, remember, it's an application to differentiation. So what it is that we're going to be doing is also the differential. So having computed the differential, we are now going to substitute the first iteration into the differentiation equation, either by dx or f dash of x. So substitute 0.5 into 3x squared plus 2 and tell me what to get for the answer, please.
Sir, can you go back with that question, please?
Hmm?
You said, what did you say, the question? What did you say to do?
No, I'm just asking you to find f dash of 0.5 for me now.
Okay, okay, sir.
Hello?
Sir, 2.75.
Everybody agrees with 2.75? I agree with it. 2.75. Now remember, you're not going to be given a formula sheet for calculus 2, so you must remember the formula. You must remember the formula. So the formula is going to be, if you're calculating x2, it's going to be x1 minus f of x1 over f dash of x1. If you're calculating x2, your second iteration, Your second iteration is going to be x1 minus f of x1 over f dash of x1. Do that for me and tell me if you got 0.8181. I need to point. Lots of do me a favor. I don't want to go back because I'm afraid that my system freeze on me. Look at the question for me, please, and tell me if it asks how many decimal places. Anybody? Somebody?
Sure,
Did
2
it say
decimal places.
it says 2? Okay, great. So look at what it is that I have done. It asked me for 2 decimal places. You know what? You see how many I'm working in? I'm working my x2 answer to 4 decimal places. They asked me for 2, and I'm working to 4, and in my final answer now, I'm going to round off to 2 decimal places. So if they ask you for 2 decimal places, please do not work in 2. Then, sir, you couldn't work in 3. Yes, man, you could work in 3. But you're working 4, you must get the same answer as the examiners. Because they are going to work it more than 2. All right, confirm the 0.8181 for me, please.
Yes, sir. Got back the 0.8181.
Great, thank you. Anybody else? Lotto, or you stay? Courage, or you stay?
Hold on, sir. Because no. I'm working it. I'm working with you, sir. I'm going. Yes, sir. That's it.
Okay, what about
Yes,
the
sir. I
rest
got
of
the
you?
answer.
You know,
I
the
got
rest of
the,
you
I
are
got the
making
answer.
7. Okay, cool. Nice, nice. Tony, how you stay?
Say the break up. But I don't know if me that also must stay. I'm just
No,
join class so
I
much
saw
I
it
pick up.
sound to me too. I feel network.
No. So I'm still a break up. Internet unstable.
Are you hear me better now, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But not seeing the screen again.
right. Chanel, you hear me better now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. I just switch over my Wi-Fi, so give me a minute, please, while my computer comes back up. All right. So in the meantime, what I want you to do for me is to look at is to calculate x3. What are you going to be using for the x2 value in calculating x3?
The answer for X
0.8181.
Very good. You have the document in front of you because I sent it off last week. And thanks again, whoever posted it in the group just now. So let us look at how we're going to be evaluating the third iteration. The third iteration is, of course, utilizing the x2 value. So guess what? The point I'm trying to bring across here is if your x2 value is incorrect, what do you think is going to happen with your x3 value?
It's going to be
Going to be
incorrect as well.
incorrect as well.
Right, because yeah, go ahead. Okay, so it's going to be incorrect because remember, you're actually reusing those values. So ensure that your first iteration is correct. Be very purposeful in evaluating your x2. And that's why I want you to be able to do the calculations on your own. I don't want to just leave it and say, that's my answer, let's just move on. No, I want you to actually do it. So my x3, I'm going to be utilizing my x2 value. I'm going to utilize my x2 value. So you see what I have here? For my x3, let me spotlight. My x3 is going to be 0.8181. 0.8181 minus f of 0.8181 over f dash of 0.8181. So remember, it's going to be the original over the differential. Always remember the original over the differential. The original over the differential. Always remember that. All right? Do that those calculations for me. Remember, you're going to have 3 sets of calculations. Do those calculations for me and tell me if you arrive at the 0.7723 for your third iteration.
Yes, sir, I got the same thing. For the third
Yes, sir.
iteration.
All three.
Great. Sounding good. A question was asked last week. Sir, when do we know when to stop? What the question asks us, how many iterations did this question ask us to do again?
Sir, it never tell you how much.
He never tell you?
Let's see.
Good. All right, so it never tell you. So do our next one. Find X4 for me now.
Sorry, that could be the same answer, sir.
Oh, you know,
Sorry, just remind me of the first unit audit when I calculus 1 and when we did the fourth one, what was the topic again? Was the same answer we got, so I was thinking something like this because kind of same concept like.
well, if that's what is your thought, you would be correct.
Okay.
No, you would be correct because you see the fourth iteration. I want you to do the calculations again in the book. My fourth iteration gave me 0.7709. The third iteration gave me 0.7723. Am I concerned with the 23 or the 09? Yes or no?
So I think that, what did you ask, sir?
I'm asking, am I concerned with the 23 in the third iteration? Or
No, that's
why?
decimal.
Because they asked for 2 decimal places. Very good. So when I round off my iteration for the third one, I'm going to get 0.77. And when I look at the iteration for the fourth one, I also get 0.77. But when I look at the iteration for the second one, I'm getting 0.81. Or that would be 0.82, because since the third digit is 8. So remember, once you have successive values, your iterations are consistent, it means that you would have ended your iteration. So your iteration could have been ended from X3. So I still want you, but all right, look at the point I'm making. Since I've done it, look at the point I'm making. I went on to the 5th iteration just to bring across a point. I went on and did a 5th iteration just to bring across a point. And my 5th iteration gave me the exact value as my 3rd iteration, 0.7709. What then do you think the 6th iteration would give me?
The same as the 5th and 4th and 3rd.
Same as the 5th and 4th.
The same.
Okay, so you get the gist of it. So what I'm saying, because the values are so close, there is no need for another iteration. All right. And I gave you a check right there. And that's it. And then now I gave you a third question. Show that equation x cubed minus 3x minus 4 equals 0 has a root alpha. Has a root alpha that lies between 1 and 3. We don't know what alpha is, but we know that our answer is going to be between 1 and 3. Sir, could it be a whole number? Absolutely, but we don't know. We have to evaluate it. Now, what it says, use Newton-Raphson, correct to 3 decimal places. So how many places are we going to work with?
3 decimal places.
No.
Can work with 4?
It says you can work with 4 or 5 decimal places, right? Because your answer asks for 3. So any number of decimal places your answer asks for, you have to work with either 1 or 2 more than that.
So if you work with listen, because when I saw it, I work with my 3 decimal places.
Yeah, your answer going to be off slightly.
Sorry, can you go over that once more?
It seems that way, sir, because when I finish, when I finish with when I think I'm finished, and then I get the answer that you yes, based on the values are close. When I get right there, so I realize that the
something
two
is off.
It should be the same right here now. So 6 and 5 should be
right.
the same.
So you have to follow it. So, yeah, man. So if them people say to you say need the flour, you have to need the flour. Okay, if you don't need the flour, one of the things I keep saying, I remember when I was teaching some tourism students, they're saying that you're supposed to fold when they're making their croissant. You're supposed to fold it. And me said, sure, you can't just use it and just knead it. No, there's a method to the madness, because if you don't fold it, you're not going to get the air in it. So that's what makes a croissant different from what makes bread. So the method is once they ask you for 3, use 4 or more. They ask for 5, use 6 or more. Always use more than what it is that they're asking for. All right. And then it says, use Newton Raphson corrected 3 decimal places to find the next 3 approximations. But sir, them never say iterations, them say approximation. Same difference. Taking 2 as the first approximation, x1. Sir, where them get 2 from? Me asking you, where them get 2 from?
Mid.
Oh, the midpoint.
Very good. The midpoint between 1 and 3. So what they did, they add 1 to 3 to give 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2.
2. That's what I got.
All right. Right. So x1 is going to be 2. How many more iterations are we supposed to do?
4.
Huh?
Oh,
4, sir.
4.
isn't it 5 in total?
4, 5, 5 into. I get down to 5. I'm not sure.
All right. Okay, go ahead and do it and we'll see what is what. Go ahead. Start
Okay,
from it,
sir.
please. I'm not giving you no help with this question.
So sir, I have to start back over.
Yes, please. On the mark, get set, go.
Now start, I'm gonna figure out something.
You guys are too quiet, you know. I don't even hear nobody clearing them throat. You know, all right? Okay.
Yes.
I guess I'm right. Okay, all right. Good. Thanks a lot.
Managing, sir.
All right, cool. Take your time and hurry up. How it stay? How it stay? How it stay?
Good, sir.
All right, good. All right, continue. Continue. The rest of you. Good night, Raji. You know, like, I want to sneak in my class. I know it's a good night to me, you know. When I sneak, I saw sneak in, I saw sneak out.
Good night, sir.
Keep it. Good night, Papa.
Sir.
Somebody coming in?
Oh, even, sir.
Even.
Yes, sir. Just Richie now, so I won't miss.
What is something else? You did the homework? You got to the document?
Me go through in terms of try to understand what I'm going yes.
You did the homework?
Boomer.
That means you go to the whole document, eh?
Mhm.
The homework is projected, Bishop.
Okay. The rest of us not going anywhere. I see. That wasn't I. Oh, okay. I'm gonna get expired.
Nobody knows the answer for this one yet, because I didn't send you the answer, the solution. Yeah. Let's hope I finished it. I should be working in the meantime. We're talking, but
This is Zeta.
Some comments.
90. One.
Please put this in the jar.
The machine was on it.
New Chanel, please.
Me neither.
Not me, sir.
Or is that you? Or who is that? Actually, how is the silent?
I'm sorry, I think I'm finished. Yes.
Always stay, always stay.
I'm sorry, I'm finished, but I have some. I didn't really get same answer because I was using 4 decimal places, but I think I've gotten the answer. Yeah, you're breaking up. I can't hear you, sir.
I rule out for Talk to me. How we still? How we still?
Frank not sharing screen by the way.
Sir,
Hello?
Hello, sir. You were breaking up most of the time.
Okay. Are you hear me now clearly now?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, you register persons for EducaSoft already?
Yeah, I think you and Tony will need to be added. I'll do that afterwards. But I think I did it for you. You were added based on what when you said it to me, I think I added you. When you
Okay,
you man check man, because when you sent me that message, I'm almost sure I did that the addition. Please check. All right. Talk to me. Do we have a value for alpha?
Yes, sir.
What do you got?
So I got 2.200.
You got 2.200. Okay. Anybody else?
So I have to be working it
Sir.
again.
I got 2.667.
2.667.
Sir.
Sir,
And how many decimal places you use, Courage? When you work in the question?
4, sir.
4. Okay. And Michael, what was your while ago?
Yes, sir. It was
How many decimal places you used?
3.
3. Why would you use 3 decimal places to give me your answer in 3 decimal places though? I just said, if they ask you for 3 decimal places, they can't work in 3, you have to work in 4 or more.
Okay, sir.
sir, I got
What it,
I
go
got
ahead.
2.1958.
Tajay, I want 3 decimal places, Tajay. What's your
Yeah.
answer?
It would be 2.196.
Very good, Tajay.
Sir.
Anybody else?
That is what I get to, sir. 2.196.
Very good.
Can't go no further.
So I'm trying to
Yes, ma'am.
understand something. I got for the last one I got 2.1958. That'll be 2.196. I want to know when I was supposed to stop. Because the fourth one I got 2.2003.
All right, look at my third iteration. I got 2.1962. And my fourth iteration, I got 2.1958. And to 3 decimal places, the iteration number 3 would be 2.196.
That's
and
what
to
I
three
get,
decimal.
sir.
Right.
19588.
Right.
I use 5.
88. Right. So 88 will still give you 0.196. So if you look at it, courage, my third iteration gave me 2.1962. And to 3 decimal places, that will give me 2.196. And for the fourth iteration, 2.1958. When I round it off to 2 decimal places, I'm going to get 2.196. So both iterations, 3 and 4, work out to be the same thing.
I think I did something wrong because it's my 5th iteration. I got your 4th answer.
5th iteration?
5th, yeah, 5.
And for your 5th iteration, what you got? I think I know what you didn't know. You rounded off to get 2.200. But I don't want you to round off. Because based on what you're saying, you got the correct answer. Because you're saying that you have the 2.1962.
Yeah,
and then you're,
but
yeah,
I have,
but go ahead.
I had that the 5th iteration. For the 4th, no, for the third iteration, I got 2.2869. So then
All right.
for the
Okay, let us back up. Hold on. Let us back up. And for the benefit of the others, what was your first iteration?
9.
No,
I'm
the
sorry.
2.
2. Yeah, 2.
2.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
And what was your second iteration?
Second was 2.6667.
No, it's supposed to be 2.222. 2. Your f of 2 was -2?
F of 2. No. I got -6.
All right. So I think I see how we're way wrong.
Me too.
2 to the third is, I'm checking to see if I made a mistake. 2 to the third is 8.
No, sir, it's correct. It's 2.2222.
Okay.
2, yeah, negative 2
Oh,
over 9. Negative 2 over 9. That's what I got as well.
I've seen my mistake. But for the what's it called? The F, I did it to the power of 2 instead of 3.
Oh.
Is
that
this the
explains.
same document?
This answer is not in the document because I only give you the questions. I did the solution
Oh.
thereafter.
Okay.
So the question that we're doing now would have been your homework question. So it's supposed to be -2 for f of 2, and f dash of 2 is supposed to be 9. You got 9 for f dash of 2, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. All right, so you see what is happening here now, guys? It's very important that we be get
Yes,
some
sir.
topics in.
I
Go
see
ahead.
where I went wrong. I didn't do the power rule right here. We're getting 9. So that threw me off.
All right, so you have to be very careful when you're doing questions like these that carry big marks. Take your time. No rush through it, because you rush through it and spend 5 minutes and do it, and you get 5 marks, as opposed to taking the time and do it, and you get 15 marks. All right, so you have to be very careful. All right, I'm happy that you found
Sir,
the error.
excuse me 1 minute. When I was doing it as well, I write, I got -2, but when I was working, I work -3. So when I reached down, I realized that I'm having problems to see when to stop. So I said, let's just go back and check from stop. And then when I went there, I realized that I said I write -3 instead of
-2. And that's another thing, because remember the question says the next 3 iterations. So when you reach the next 3 iterations and you're not seeing anything panning out, you know that something is wrong. So that's one of the things that I will do too. If we never normally pass like 7 iterations, because it makes sense to give them long something to do. So if you're go along, and you know, so it's coming out to be the same thing, something is wrong. Stop, pivot, and go back and look. Just take your time and look, because a question like this carries you know, sometimes 7, 10 marks, and those marks can separate a D plus from a C minus. And trust me, when I was going to school, would I rather say a C minus than a D plus? Me not lie you. Not lie you. And it could also separate a B plus from a A minus. So you have to be very mindful. All right. And then I'm going to move up now to my third iteration. And in calculating my third iteration, I'm going to get 0.3070 for f of 2.222. And then my f dash of 2.222 is going to give me 11.8145. And then my x3 gives me 2.1962. I want the rest of you, those of you who are struggling, to look at it. Remember, you know, if I give you my work on my hard labor of typing up them something here, and incidentally, these questions are questions that I would have come up with, and sit down and type out, and color code, and write them with a narrative there. Yeah, man. For the now read my document, now go send them to you again here. Real talk. All right, so check for me now, please, because listen to me. We have 11 minutes, rock stone. We have 11 minutes, and I have, all right, I'm going to give you a quick one. I'm going to give you a quick one, and then I'll give you that other one. Maybe in a test. You want us to do a text on Wednesday? I'm going to test it on Wednesday. All right, I'll pray about it. Because I'll see what. Yeah.
Right, but what's sir, you mean like on this alone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, man, you can't give it test.
Sir, you can do it.
All right, and then now.
Great people.
No test, sir.
And then we have, what do we have next? My X4. My X4 is going to be, oh, we did X4 already, the 2.158, 2.1958. So they ask for 3 decimal places. So remember, we're going to round off the 3 decimal places. We're going to round off the 3 decimal places. 2.196 is the value of my alpha. All right. In 10 minutes, you see what it says? 2 iterations. In 10 minutes, I'm going to mute you for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to take the answer in the next 5 minutes. So start from it, please. Question number 4. I'm giving it 5 minutes. It's only 2 iterations. Well, I'm sorry, 2 iterations. Okay, so then give it a first, and they ask for to the 2 more iterations. They told you what X. Yeah, they give you your first iteration and the answer to the 2 more. So that one is easy. Only 2 to ask you for, and to give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. Mikey, how many decimal places are you working?
Oh, sir.
If I clap you,
3,
boy.
Mikey,
Yes, sir.
3 or 4.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
3 or 4. Good, because they asked you for 2 hard. On the mark, get set, go. Talk to me now. Finish? You need to get some answers. Hmm? Can somebody talk to me, please?
Sir, repeat that we get, please. Like,
Okay.
you
All
wanna
right.
do
Hold,
first?
hold your peace. Anybody finish a full question?
Yes, I stopped at
Attempted, sir.
yeah.
Okay, what you got for your answer for the full question?
Let me see. For the second
2.50.
answer, 2.50. Well, the two decimal place are
With the
3.
two decimal.
It'll be
You know,
2.50.
me you really have things, you know. How
No,
many
no,
decimal
but
places?
it's supposed to be 3 or more. Yes, sir.
No. The
For the answer.
final answer. The final answer. What's the final answer supposed to have? How many?
For the second, oh no, not the second iteration.
Yes,
it would be
Taj,
2.5 then.
Decimal places, Tajay, sit at the bottom to give your answer correct to 2 decimal places.
So what's the answer, Taji?
Just make sure I'm not confused. I got 2.
No, you're confusing yourself, Copper. Come, talk to teacher. What's the answer, Taj?
Let me see here. For the final, well, I went up to the 4th iteration, but not.
Taji, what
yes,
is
sir.
your answer?
2.5, sir. 2.5.
I said 2 decimal places.
So it'll be 2.50, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Jesus.
All right, sir. All right, sir.
Yeah, I make me ring your hand, forget the answer to you. John Oster.
No, sir. I go through. I mean, all right, let's see what to say.
Yeah, man. So it's going to be 2.50. And I was proving a point when I went up to the 4th one. That's where I cross it out. 2.50. So if we went up to the 4th iteration, you can get 2.50 flat. If you go to the 5th iteration, you get to be 2.50 flat. But the man them recognize that by the time I reach the 3rd iteration, the 2 decimal places is the same as the 4th. So them say the plan, but I go to the 4th, just stop at the 3rd. So 2.50 is the correct answer. If you left your answer as 2.5, I'm taking off a mark because the question did say 2 decimal places.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, but
So
very good. They did a good job today, Taj.
will you send this document, or because I would like to write the question if you're not going to send it?
I'm going to. I will send it. I will send it, but I will let you know when I'm not sending anymore because it's not for me to send and you keep for storage. It is for you to use. I will send this off. I'll send it off in a few. But guys, please, I'm gonna implore you again. It is important that you follow what is happening. Just one quick announcement. Just one quick announcement. It has been my observation that some people are coming to class and then dropping off from class and not spending the duration of the time in class. And some people I don't see consistently. Let me just remind you, with God's help, I will be present for all my classes. If I'm not going to be present one of these nights, I was never absent from any of the Calculus 1 classes. Was I? No. If I'm going to be absent, I will let you know. I think it's only fair that if you're going to be absent from class, that you send me a WhatsApp or an email so at least I know. But I'm sure I have more than those who are represented here because I'm here twice. So it means that there were only 10 students in the class. And I'm expecting to see more. Well, I clearly recognize 2 students that are absent, right? So I'm just saying to your students, when you miss instruction, trust me. And especially if I know you're absent and you come to the following class and say, sir, I don't understand that, you're on your own because I cannot keep at the whole class because of you. It sounds harsh, but it's so it go. All right. So I'm gonna ask that you do what it is that is required of you. Please, no matter play around with the calculus 2. You guys got through with the calculus 1. Congrats. Let us just do what we need to do with Cal 2 now. All right. All the best. Thanks for coming out. We'll talk.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Come on. Chanel, you're the host. Can you end the meeting for all of us, please, Chanel? Because we're going to use this code for another class.
Of course, sir, with pleasure. Good night, everyone. Have a blessed night and go home safely if you're not already home.
Yeah, bless your heart, sweetie. Take care.